Hi guys, this is your weekly video for the week of November 8th. So this week on Friday, Mars comes out of retrograde, November 13th. So I think in the last few videos, I kept saying it was November 9th for some reason. I'm just really looking forward to Mars going direct because I have like 1,000,001 projects that are just backed up. Which I do find happens a lot of times for me personally when Mars retrogrades. Things just slow down and I normally just can't handle that. But this time I just kind of like, Mars is in retrograde. I'll just put it aside. I've gone as far as I can with this project. I'm just going to put it aside. And when Mars goes direct, I'll have that wind in my sails to carry on and get this project off the ground. So rather than getting frustrated and irritated, I just kind of put it aside. Move on to the next thing, even if it's just a few little things I can do for that other project. That's kind of how I manage Mars in retrograde. Now, Mars in retrograde doesn't affect everybody in the same way. If you were born in a Mars retrograde, then it's not going to affect you. This in that type of way, because you're probably already used to things not really going your way, and blocks and barricades getting in the way of everything you do, because that's the nature of your chart. Now, that's just being really general. Everyone's chart is super different. It depends also on the sign Mars is in and the house Mars is in and what conjunctions or oppositions or trines that affect your Mars placement. This is why it's super important to get your chart read by a professional astrologer, because it will help you to understand yourself even more and the people around you more. I find personally just knowing someone else's chart, especially people that I don't really understand or that bother me, like people that irritate me, when I see their chart and I see that they literally can't help who they are, that's kind of just who they are and what they're meant to be in this world. I don't take it personal. I don't get offended anymore. I just let it go and move on. It's a magical thing when you just realize that people are just playing out what they've... It's not to say that you can't overcome the weaknesses in your chart, because you certainly can. I don't believe personally that your planets and where they fall, makes you a slave to that for the rest of your life. I've learned a lot about my weaknesses and have been able to build them into strengths over the years because of the knowledge of my chart. Okay, so let's call in the guides from all directions of time and space, the Ascended Masters, the Archangels, and we'll connect ourselves to Mother Earth and Father Sky, and we'll just ask that this reading be for the highest good for everyone that tunes in and watches this video for the week of November 8th. November 8th. November 8th. The week of November 8th. Beginning of the week, middle of the week, and end of the week. So this reading is a little bit different than the last two videos that crashed. And even though Mercury is now direct, there are still... If you check back my video last week, I talked about the fiery road and how Mercury's in that part of the sky. And so while it's in that part of the sky, it's still going to behave as if it's in Mercury retrograde. So this is my fifth attempt to film this video. So hopefully it goes as planned. This this reading shows very different but almost similar reading as the other one. So we have the Five of Cups starting the week off. Whenever I see this card, I see a lot of disappointment, and then it's followed by middle of the week, the Three of Swords, again disappointment and heartbreak, and then we have the Seven of Cups. We talked about this card a few weeks back. I have this feeling that what's happening this week, starting off the week, there will be some disappointment. There will be people that are going to be focusing on the wrong things. So in the traditional tarot, there are, I think, 3 of the 5 cups have spilled over, but there's still 2 cups that are standing upright, but the person is so focused and consumed on the 3 cups that have fallen over, that let me just double check that if I'm mixing that up with the 8 of Cups. I'm gonna double check. Whoops. I just feel this disappointment when I see these, and they're very heart-centered cards, these first 2 cards. Okay, so let's look up 5 of Cups. Just want to see the traditional picture. Yes, so the 3 cups fallen over and 2 are standing up. So in this deck it shows all of them falling over, but the main premise of the card is, yes, there you've suffered 3 particular losses, and I see that kind of echoes again here in the middle of the week. 3 major losses. So it could be the loss of a loved one, the loss of a career, the loss of a dream. It could just be that, the person you wanted to win the U.S. election didn't get into office. I don't know. There's some major disappointments happening, big blows. What the guides really want you to focus on is the 2 cups that are still standing, like the silver lining to get yourself out of this. It's going to be real easy for you to go down that rabbit hole into the pits of despair. And I do see many of you will do that. And I'm just hoping that, that most of you choose a better path instead, or find a way to deal with your loss in a healthier way rather than just focusing on the loss itself. Like, what do I mean by that? Like, you do have to focus on the loss to heal the loss, but you also have to remember the blessings that are in your life so that you don't get so consumed with the loss that you lose sight of the good things in your life. So the end of the week, we see, this fog, right? This draft and fog looking towards all this loss. And, there's still those, in this deck, there's these 7 cups that are upright. But again, these are all the possibilities, all the blessings in your life that you might not be seeing because you're sort of caught up in this fantasy or this, fog-like state. So the guides are asking you to do some major nature purging, like just go outside and be by a lake. Talk to the water is what the guides are saying. And actually talk to the water and ask the water to take away, wash over your soul and take away all of the pain, all of the loss. Like, use nature as an ally to help you heal and move through this pain and this loss. The bottom of the deck shows the 6 of Swords, which is kind of a really positive, kind of the only positive card showing up this week. It's showing like a new move, possibly a move or a relocation of some kind. And maybe it's just simply like shifting your mentality, shifting the way you're thinking about something so that you can move into a new place or a new energy. One of the messages I've been getting strongly over the last few days is, a lot of people have wanted to do so many things. They've had so many ideas. They've wanted to put out a lot of these things, but have been faced by, this Mars retrograde energy where you can't get anything done. This can get quite depressing, and it's very easy at this time to give up, especially when you look at the world and what's happening right now in the world. It's really easy to give up on the things that you want to do. So what I recommend is to use these feelings, these darker feelings, these feelings of despair, these feelings of loss, and create something beautiful out of them. Not to sell, not to show anyone, but just to get it out of your soul. Create through and express yourself through art making, journaling, singing, dancing, all of these types of activities that really do lift your spirits. Don't sit and continue to feed your mind Facebook trash and, all of these things, that news and this and that and world politics and all this. Like, this is food that you're giving your body, that you're giving your spirit, that isn't adding to your soul. It's taking away from your soul, and it's creating an illusion that the world is filled with despair. It's making your heart turn cold. Like, you see how the heart here is blue, so it's like cutting off the oxygen in your heart. It's creating this emptiness in your heart, so that you can't breathe. You literally can't breathe, and you can't see the good things in your life. This is a heavier reading today, and I don't want to sugarcoat it or pretend like, oh, love and light, everything's going to be fine. Get help if you need help. There are lots of people that are in positions and have taken the training that they can help you. If you don't feel like you can do this on your own, if you don't think that just making some art or going out in nature is really going to help you, then seek help through professional means. A counselor, an acupuncturist, a naturopath. Get a massage. Like, do whatever it takes to feel better. Go see an herbalist. Get some herbs in your system that will help bring balance to your mind, your heart, and your spirit. So I'll just close with thanking the guides, and we'll ask the guides that whoever watches this video right now receive blessings, and that they feel it immediately in their heart, so that they know that they're not alone in this world, that they are not going through this by themselves, that on the spiritual realm they have a connection, that they have strength, that they have someone that can carry them through the difficult times in their life. I thank you for watching over us, and we'll just ask that everyone that is struggling right now receive blessings from the divine. I hope that this helped you this week. Take care, and I'll see you here next week.